Hey channel, welcome to my guys. Gotta stop entertaining those fan requests. We're in the 21st century, and it's not a big surprise that we have two of everything. Two phones, two smartwatches, a laptop and tablet combo, you name it. But what is like the first consequence we get, apart from that really bad spending habit, is mountains and mountains of charging bricks. Because, you know, some of them still include chargers, and we still bring them all when we go outside. Today I have the j5create 130W power delivery 4-port USB-C charger, which is just this size. 130 watts into this size, all thanks to gallium nitride. Gallium nitride basically is a better component to conduct electricity better, and it doesn't generate as much heat as silicon. Because, you know, we can't just keep shoving more and more silicon because we'll get bigger and bigger power bricks. So the next step is GaN chargers, which are a lot smaller, a lot more compact, and a lot less hot. And because it's not so hot, these components inside this charging brick get to be closer together, and that's why it gets to be more compact. A palm-sized charger. Yes, it does look huge when I just hold it like this, but really it's just your palm size. It will fit in just about any gadget bag, and besides, you just really need just the one. So 130 watts here is combined. So that means its total output is 130 watts. And a more important thing that you must consider is amperage and voltage. So these things determine the wattage, and what you have to do is to pretty much make sure you have compatible cables that can run enough amperage to bring out that ultimate charging speed for all the things that you have. So I run a 14-inch MacBook Pro, which supports up to almost 100 watts, and I have an iPad Pro 12.9, which pretty much I can charge using like 30 watts here, and my iPhone 14 Pro Max, a couple of Android phones, my Apple Watch Ultra, my Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, and my AirPods. Obviously, that's a long list of things that I carry every day. Oh, and my camera that I'm using to record now. So from there, you basically just need to know how the power distribution works on this charging brick. So on the box itself, it'll pretty much tell you how the power distribution works. So when you use both USB Type-C 100-watt ports, it will divide and negotiate. So it will become 65 watts and 65 watts, which makes it 130 watts. So from here, you can charge a lot of things. You can charge your MacBook and you can charge your iPhone together. But basically from here, you can even charge 120 watts, which I would say would be a typical setup for your MacBook and your iPhone together. So 100 watts goes to your MacBook and 20 watts go to your iPhone if it's just two things. But obviously with 4 ports, what happens if you use all 4 ports? Well, again, proper distribution is in order. The bottom 100-watt port will give out 65, the one on top would be 30 watts, and the remaining 2, which will be the 20 watt and the 18 watt, would give just 10 each. So here, perhaps a very specific kind of setup is needed. So the 65 watts could go to maybe a low-powered Ultrabook, your 30 watts could go to your iPhone or your other smartphones that you want to charge overnight, and the remaining 10 watts you can use to charge a pair of wireless earphones and probably your watch. And things like Nintendo Switch, you can even use the USB Type-A port, which is power delivery compatible to 18 watts, which is exactly what the Nintendo Switch OLED needs. If not, if you would just want to go USB Type-C to Type-C, the 20 watt at the bottom is available. And as for smartphones that have fast charging capabilities, such as, you know, Xiaomi is going 120 watts, or like OnePlus phones going between 60 over 80 watts, you definitely need a really good cable. But I would suggest that you would still need to use their own chargers because they are proprietary. You don't really get the benefits from this kind of charger because of proprietary technology. It's their own tech. But of course, if you want to utilize just the power delivery part, it's definitely going to be a much lower wattage than specific brands' advertised charging speeds. But as long as you have a smartphone that has power delivery capabilities and a compatible cable, it will charge your phones just fine and, well, fast enough. And for MacBook users specifically, I'm using a MacBook 14 Pro, and like I said, you can use between 67 watts to 96 watts. So from here you can pretty much use this, and I've done my due diligence by charging it using both the Thunderbolt USB-C ports and of course that MagSafe port that we have. So pretty much you can get that fast advertised charging speed of about 30 minutes with this charging brick, which is pretty good. I know the asking price is high, 399 ringgit, but think about it. It's your all-in-one solution. You save a lot of space in your backpack, and you're moving from silicon to GaN chargers, which is a step up technologically. So right now, there's not a lot of factories out there that manufacture just as much GaN chargers as they do with silicon chargers. It'll take the market a couple of years to mature enough to produce just as much, because this is still in its early stages. But for now, this is a good step. J5create has created a pretty solid 130 watt 4-port USB charger. Thank you guys for watching. This is Zen the Geek. I'll see you guys in the next video.